Beyonce gets sued, one of New York's most famous venues could be reopening, and a stunning announcement from Against Me's Tom Gabel. All this and more on today's Pure Tunes. Welcome to Pure Tunes, the show where I meander through the world of music news on my river of pure wisdom to bring you the stories that matter. Or something. I don't know. American game developer Gate 5 have been given permission to sue Beyonce for $100 million over a breached contract. As we covered in a previous video, Gate 5 launched legal proceedings last year against the R&B singer when she pulled out of a deal to make a motion capture video game entitled Star Power Beyonce. A decision which led to the developers having to fire about 70 employees. The real dick move of the story is that the company was about 3 days away from confirming all of the funding for the project when Beyonce dropped that bombshell on them. We've talked a lot about music games on the show before, and we will be covering this story with a lot of interest, so stay tuned. Now on to a story that's had me shaking with joy for the past 48 hours. New York's legendary punk rock club CBGB's could be reopening in a new venue sometime soon. The club's assets have been bought over by a group of investors who want to reopen the club and set up a new music festival in the city. One of the investors, a man by the name of Tim Hayes, has said that the group isn't interested in recreating the punk scene of the time. And though he hasn't named any of his co-investors, he has described them as a half dozen guys who love music. I personally can't think of a better description for a bunch of people who want to reopen CBGBs. But is this an honest attempt at reopening one of punk rock's holy grounds? Or does it just taste like a bad marketing ploy? Let's hear your thoughts in the comments. Of course, our top story this week is the news that Tom Gabel from Against Me has announced that he intends to begin living as a woman. The singer, who's lived with gender dysphoria for many years, has revealed that he intends to begin the transition process fairly soon, and once the procedures are over and done with, intends to take the name Laura Jane Grace. Though there has been some negative response online, many familiar faces have come out in support of Gabel's decision, including the Gaslight Anthem, who took to Tumblr to answer a lot of those negative responses. This is clearly a decision that took a lot of guts for Gabel. I mean, as far as anyone in the music press seems to remember, this is the first time that a major rock star has ever come out with such an announcement. We here at Pure Tunes wish Gabel all the best for the future, and we hope to hear more from the band very soon. Now it's time for the Thing of the Week, where I talk about a thing that's happening this week that's, well, good and stuff. I have such a masterful grasp on the English language, don't I? This week's thing is Cats and Jammer's appearance at King Tut's in Glasgow. The band have been touting their folk punk-esque sound around the UK recently in support of their new album, A Kiss Before You Go, and they'll be joined by Pure Tunes favourites Where We Lay Our Heads at Tut's this coming Saturday. For more information, go check out the band's website, a link to which can be found in the description. And that's all we have time for this week. Remember, if you like this video, give us a big old thumbs up. If you want to see more, hit the subscribe button. If you want to chime in on any of the stories we talked about today, leave us a comment or video response below. And remember, we'll be covering a few more stories over our blog on puretunes.tumblr.com. Until next time, I've been Jimmy Richards, and this has been Pure Tunes. Have a week.